Hey everyone, thanks for tuning into this channel, learning about life, where we're going to learn all about energy, we're going to learn about tarot, and we're going to learn about how to navigate through life in the easiest way possible. So if you don't know about energy, all of these tarot cards, oracle cards, they represent different types of energies that anybody can embody. And when you put different types of energies together, you start to notice different patterns, you start to understand different scenarios in the invisible type of way, because energy is invisible. But we're going to explain it all and we're going to break it all down, but you already know what we're talking about because it's written in the title. So let's get started. Actually, let's first start by grounding ourselves. Okay, so this is the Chakra Wisdom Oracle deck. Let's find out what Spirit wants us to know. Dissipating. Okay, that means something is going away. Dissipating what? Let's get the Energy Oracle deck, and we're going to find out what's dissipating. So in the card here, dissipating doesn't actually mean necessarily a bad thing. It could mean a good thing, right? You're just getting older, you're getting wiser, you're more mature, and your life, it may feel like it's dissipating, like it's going downhill, but really a lot of times you can live your best life even when you don't think that you can. So we're going to find out with these Energy Oracle cards what exactly that's talking about. Intuition in your throat chakra. Okay, so this video is going to be all about your intuition and speaking up for yourself. So a lot of times when your chakras start getting blocked, and in this case your crown chakra and your throat chakra, then you start going downhill in your life. So the more you can activate all of your chakras, like there's 7 different types if you don't know about them. There's like, pretty much you have your root chakra, which is just about coming out of a negative energy. So if your root chakra is blocked, it means that you're living in fear and guilt with worry and anxiety, and you have just a lot of fears overall in general. So once your root chakra becomes unblocked, then you start becoming happier and more stable and more optimistic, and you start becoming better overall energetically in a spiritual type of way. Then you have your sacral chakra, and I like to consider it as being able to control your thoughts, your emotions, being able to just control your energy. So when your sacral chakra is blocked, then you don't really control your emotions, they're controlling you. It means you react in a very, it could be different for everyone, but you just react intensely. And that could be in a good way, it could be in a bad way, but when you start to become more mature and wise and your life starts spiraling uphill, then it just means that you can control the way that you think. You can control your emotions and the way that you respond to things. And the only way to do this is through wisdom, and your intuition helps you to do this. But that's later on down the road, because then you have your solar plexus chakra. And when your solar plexus chakra is activated, it means you can tap into your creativity. It means you can tap into your passions. You have willpower. You want to get things done. You're super motivated. You're confident. You're just ready to seize the day. So if this is blocked, then you would probably be in a more depressive state, right? Where you don't really want to do anything, like you don't really have any type of ambitions, like things are just blocked. They're low vibrational. So then you have your heart chakra, and your heart chakra is it's about a lot of different things, but I like to consider it about empathy. Like, do you have unconditional love? Are you able to genuinely love other people? And this is different from the word love, right? Because a lot of people think that they love someone, but it's not actually the feeling of what love actually is. So when your heart chakra is open, you understand what love feels like, and you have that feeling towards other people. Whereas if it's blocked, then you could think that you're in love with someone, or someone could be manipulating you and you're not aware of it. Or if you don't have empathy, then you don't love other people. You don't have strong emotions towards other people that are positive. So then your heart chakra would be blocked. I just wanted to go over the basics of the chakras before the ones that we're going to be talking about, because this video is going to get a little bit more sophisticated. So if you didn't know the prerequisites of chakras, that was a very general breakdown of them. But then you get into your throat chakra, and this is Archangel Gabriel here, and he has his blue throat chakra activated, which means that he would be the type of spirit who is able to communicate effectively, right? They can say things as it is. They don't suppress what they think. They don't change their mind just to fit in or do what other people want. They're actually able to speak the truth. So Martin Luther King, for example, had a very open throat chakra. And because all of his other chakras were open, and he was able to live in a positive mindset. He was able to control his emotions. He was able to be creative and be inspirational and want to help to change the world. And because he opened all of his other chakras properly, then he was able to open his throat chakra, and he would speak out. And he would just say it as it is. He would tell the truth. He would stand up for his rights. He wouldn't suppress his voice to just want to fit in. But unfortunately for him, it didn't have a good ending. And this many times happens to a lot of spiritual people for many different reasons. But it's really, really important to be able to speak what's on your mind. And a lot of illnesses happen when your throat chakra isn't open. So think of your throat. There's like tonsillitis, there's like, I don't know, there's many different things. There's like your thyroid, there's like just different aspects of your throat. So this affects your health, because if your energy in your throat chakra isn't moving, then it becomes blocked. So if you're constantly not speaking your mind, if you're always holding your tongue, if you're always doing all of these things, then it affects the energy in your throat, which makes it more low vibrational, because it makes you feel bad when you don't stand up for yourself. It makes you feel bad when you don't speak your truth, right? So that energy, it starts to, over time, affect your health. And of course, other conditions can also affect your health. And this video isn't meant to be providing professional medical help, but I hope you understand what I mean. The more you can speak out, then the easier it is to get positive energy moving through your throat chakra. So then you can get into your third eye chakra, and your third eye, just on a general overview, is like a built-in BS detector, right? That's what I like to call it. A lie detector, a bullshit detector. Like, you can see through things. And this means that you can read energy of the people around you. And this essentially means that you're seeing a person as their spirit, not just the way they look from the outside. And this is because a lot of sophisticated, reputable people, they can wear nice clothes, they can have lots of money, they can do all these things, but yet deep down inside, they could have a bad spirit. And when you have a bad spirit, this is not a good thing, obviously, because you always want to steer clear of these types of people. They're the manipulators. They like to deceive people. They could ultimately be like con artists, right? And I use this a lot because there's lots of different types of con artists, but they could range from a schoolmate to a con artist who literally is like the Tinder swindler, right? Like there's many extremes of what that word means. But ultimately, when your third eye is open, you can see a person's spirit. You can see their energy. And when you see their energy, it makes you very wise and very mature, because you know the games that they're going to play, you know how they're going to deceive you, and you can just see those people from a mile away. And you know, you're wise enough to know all the red flags that there are when you meet these people, so that you don't let them take advantage of you. But then you have your intuition. And your intuition is a beautiful thing. It's your crown chakra. And that's when you get energetic downloads. So everybody gets energetic downloads, but if your crown chakra is dissipating, if it's not open, if it's blocked, it means that you could even literally get writer's block, where you can't think of any new ideas, you just feel stuck, like your mind isn't working like you want it to. And this is because it's operating off low vibrational energy. So if you're on a high vibrational, if you have a divine spirit, then you can download good ideas, right? Just from the top of your head, you download different types of information, you download a lot of just inner knowings about yourself, about other people, about other situations. So your intuition is a really important part, because everybody has it. But if you're on a low vibration, your intuition will tempt you to do bad things. It'll essentially be fueled by a devil-like spirit. So if you're low vibrational, you're going to want to do bad things. And that is essentially the devil's spirit tempting you. Whereas if you have a God spirit, a divine spirit, whatever your religion is, then you get good ideas of opportunities that you should go after that are going to benefit your life in a positive way, right? So you want to always make sure that you think about all your chakras, most importantly your throat chakra and your crown chakra, your intuition, to help you navigate through life, to help you unblock yourself and to get out of this stagnant energy so that you can excel your spiritual gifts, right? Because that's what life is all about, is in a spiritual way, it's all about your soul's growth. So you want your soul to grow and you want your chakras to become aligned. You want them to become more high vibrational, because you don't want them dissipating away. You want to strengthen them. And the only way to strengthen them is to earn different energies and to become aware of how energy even works. So let's use this spirit animal deck, and we're going to embody different types of energies to help us unblock your chakras. So anyone can embody any energy, right? Like even animals, each species has their own energies that people can also have too. So that's what these cards are going to represent. So sometimes they could be strong energies. We'll just take these two. Eagle spirit, giraffe spirit. I love this. Okay, let's get two more. Canary spirit. And whoops. Let's just use these all. This is so beautiful. Okay, so how to open your chakras, what energies you need to embody. So we have the eagle spirit, and we all know how wise and observant and just your intuition is like your higher self. And the eagle spirit, it represents a higher self because they fly up to really great lengths and they just hover. Well, they don't actually hover. They just open their wings and they drift with the energy of the weather. And they watch. They're extremely observant. Their eyesight, they can see ridiculous amounts, or they can see ridiculous distances away from like little tiny mice running in a field from like many meters up in the air, right? You can look it up if you're interested, but like I don't know the exact numbers. I just know that they're unbelievable. So this is what your higher self, this is what your intuition is guiding you to do, is to look at life. It's, well, the giraffe spirit, it says see the bigger picture, but it's saying to look at life in a bigger perspective. So in order to strengthen my intuition, I just think of it like I am me, I am myself, but I have a higher self, which means that I talk to myself technically like all the time. This is affirmations, this is manifestation, this is just how you live life in a spiritual way. So I'll ask myself questions. I'll just tell myself what I want. I'll ask myself just different types of things, right? Everyone uses their intuition in their own type of way. But there is a whole playbook on the website, learningaboutlife.ca, all about understanding your intuition. And that's kind of lays the groundwork of how your intuition actually works. But one of the tricks is to talk to yourself, your higher self. So then you set your intentions, right? You say, I want this, or I want you to let me know when that happens, and you just ask yourself for things. So an example I'm going to use is shooting stars. I really, really wanted to see shooting stars, and I never did for some reason. So I asked myself, my higher self, the spirit that has your back, I asked myself, can I please see more shooting stars? And this year, I literally already seen 3 of them. And what happens is I'm just driving and I'm just high vibrational, listening to music, doing my own thing. And then I'd hear this little voice in my head and it'll say, look up. So then I look up and in a split second, there's that shooting star, right? So this is how your higher self kind of works. And this is why you have to ask for what you want, because you'll get these downloads from your crown chakra to help you see what you want to see. But if you don't tell yourself, your higher self, what you want to see, then you're not going to get it. So I am extremely grateful every time I get that little voice and I say thank you to myself, my higher self, for showing me that. And I understand that you only see what you want to see. So for example, that shooting star was always there. So before, when I wouldn't see it, it doesn't mean that it didn't exist. It just means that I wasn't actually aware of it. So the whole point in your higher self is to help you become more aware, to have more of an eagle eye, to see things in a bigger picture from higher above, right? That's what the giraffe spirit is all about. They're both representing the same types of energies. And this is how you use your intuition. So then you have your 5th chakra, your throat chakra, and this is the canary card, which is sing your own song. And we were using Martin Luther King as an example before of where he would just verbally express what he was thinking, right? It was like his own song, his own anthem, his own power that he was radiating to help uplift other people. And that's kind of what the canary spirit too. And it's funny because we have two canaries that are just sitting here watching, but this is what your throat chakra is all about. And you want to, like, canaries do it in a positive way, right? So when you wake up in the morning and you hear birds chirping, and it's just very high vibrational. So you don't want to use your throat chakra in a bad way, because then you'll start blocking it. So if you're just always talking, you're not saying anything of value, you're just loud and obnoxious, this is all using your throat chakra in a low vibrational way, which has bad consequences, right? You want to use it in a high vibrational way where you're encouraging and motivating other people, like you're telling them what's on your mind, what your opinions are, and you're contributing to conversations, right? This is what singing your own song is all about. Is a lot of people, their throat chakras are blocked, and like when someone asks them a question, they'll just say like, I don't know, what do you think? Because they may be fearful to express their opinion, or that maybe someone else wouldn't like, or something like that. But really, just always speak your mind. You can't have an open throat chakra and become very high vibrational unless you can speak your mind. It's like a prerequisite to getting to your intuition. So getting to your intuition in a positive, high vibrational way where you can get these spiritual downloads regularly. So then you have the antelope spirit. Life is speeding up. So we were just talking about our throat chakra. So the more energy you expel, then the faster life goes. So for example, I speak really fast. I know that it's a bad habit, but hopefully I don't get judged for that on these videos. But I speak fast, I walk fast, I move fast, and therefore a lot of things happen in my life very quickly. Like I can go from one chapter of a life to another in a matter of a month or two. Whereas a lot of other people who have blocked chakras, even their throat chakras, then they'll hold back and they won't expel into the universe high powered energy. So then that high powered energy isn't fueling their life. So it's kind of like a give and a take, right? Like if you speak slow, if you walk slow, if you think slower, if slow things happen, then in your life, those are going to be the consequences to the actions. So it's going to feel like it takes a long time to get things done. It's going to feel like things just go really slow, and it's going to feel the same type of way because that's the energy that you're putting out. So when you start opening your throat chakra, then things start speeding up. And this actually happens for a reason, because when you start speaking your truth, a lot of people, they don't like that. Just like some people didn't like when Martin Luther King did that. But then you technically learn to know who the right people are good to be around. So if it's someone who's very critical, they're judgmental, every time you speak your truth, they shut you down, or they're very controlling or manipulative, then they're not gonna like to have people's throat chakra open. They're not gonna like when people speak their mind. So life starts speeding up when you start opening your chakras, because then you have to start moving away from those people, because then you start realizing how toxic they really are and how bad it makes you feel when you don't stand up for yourself, when you don't speak your own truth. So once your chakras start getting open, instead of dissipating, instead of them being blocked, you operating off low vibrational energy, then you start moving faster, like this antelope spirit, where life starts happening for you instead of life happening to you. So then these three we're just going to go through really quickly, and they just say: skunk spirit, know your worth; rabbit spirit, now is a lucky time; And brown bear spirit, take time out. So I think the most important part is just to understand that when you open your chakras, especially your crown chakra, you need to know your worth. You need to have boundaries. You need to be able to see clearly. You need to be able to interpret your intuition. You need to be able to do all of these things. But if you don't know your worth, it's pretty much impossible to do that. But as time goes on, we had 2 time cards. Things start to change. They start to get better and things start happening, right? Like they start changing. There's an expression, if you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got. So once you start making changes and you start speaking up for yourself and you start understanding your intuition, understanding your higher self, then life starts happening much faster and you can become your authentic self. Which, if you don't know what that means, there's a playbook on the website, learningaboutlife.ca, all about how to find yourself. It's 30 main concepts, and it has a description. It's not brief, but it's brief enough to say everything that needs to be said in a generalized type of way. But it goes through all of the different things that's important to be aware of in order to find yourself. And when you find yourself, it means that you're unblocking parts of your chakras that are stagnant, that are dissipating, that are just not open and receptive to these high vibrational energies. So you can check that out if you're interested. So then let's get this Untethered Soul from Michael Singer. Let's find out what Spirit wants us to know. There's 2 cards. And they both say freeing yourself, which we were just talking about. Finding yourself. It is about freeing yourself. It says, that which is blocked and buried within you forms the root of fear. Fear is caused by blockages in your energy. So we were talking about this in your root chakra. So just be aware that fear isn't really real, right? It's just someone assuming the worst case scenario, and it's not really based on evidence. So fear, you can think of it as an acronym for false evidence appearing real. So, for example, if someone was fearful, like, oh, I don't know if I should ask that person out on a date. What if he rejects me? And then they become fearful to talk to that person, then that's false evidence appearing real, right? That's you believing something that isn't actually true because you don't know if it's going to be true until you talk to them or not. So fear holds you back. Fear blocks you from, from opening up any of your chakras. And it starts with your root chakra. So the more you can learn how to live without fear, then the easier your life will become and the more unblocked your root chakra will be. Because chakras kind of work in order. Like, not necessarily. You can work on your intuition and still have your root chakra blocked, but it's not as effective. So the more unblocked you can make your chakras kind of in order, then the more divine your superpowers, your spiritual superpowers will be. So getting out of fear is the most important part. And this is different for everyone, but there's a section about personalized help. You can check that out. If you're having any fears, it just involves reprogramming a couple things that are based around your fears in your mind, because like we were saying, it's not real. So once you start becoming aware of how this fear is holding you back in a way that's not actually real, then you can stop being so fearful of a lot of things that happen in your life. So then finally you have that which is holding you down can become a powerful force that raises you up. You just have to be willing to take the ascent. I love that. And we were just talking about moving up in your chakras. That's the ascent. That is what a spiritual awakening is. And I like to consider it, once your third eye is open, then you're spiritually awakened. Like, you are completely aware of all of the energy, all of the invisible things that are happening around you. But as it says here, that which is holding you down can become a powerful force that raises you up. This is actually a beautiful thing, because this is what transmuting energy is turning your pain into power. So a lot of times, if people were to do you wrong, then we were talking about our third eye with con artists before. If someone were to do you wrong, then you learn what the red flags are that they have. You understand what your intuition was trying to tell you about them, because you would get a weird feeling about them. This is how your intuition works, is with feelings. Again, check out the playbook for understanding your intuition to learn more about it. But when you transmute energy, you take the bad experiences and you learn from them. So you can guarantee that that'll never happen to you again, because you know the red flags, you know all the different things. Well, that's not a guarantee, because everyone is free will, right? Like, everyone can miss red flags at any point. But the whole point in life is to learn lessons and to move up and level up your life. And the only way to be able to do that is to go through bad experiences so that you can level up your life. Instead of staying down, instead of being upset with guilt and remorse and you're just stuck in a negative energy, then you can rise above it. So a perfect example of this would be, like, a lot of people lose their children in like very tragic ways that are not right in modern day society, especially, right? So instead of them being upset and staying in a low vibrational energy, they decide to help other people. They start organizations, they create fundraisers, they do a lot of different things to turn that pain into power. And many times these organizations become extremely successful because they're being fueled with so much high vibrational energy. And high vibrational people want to support things that have high vibrational energy, and so on and so forth. So life turns out to be a beautiful thing when you learn how to turn your pain into power. So overall, that's pretty much how to open your chakras. You want to just be aware of where your energy is going. So when your energy dissipates, it doesn't matter from what chakra it's coming from. Like, this is just a general overview. You want to know what's draining your energy. Do you go to work every day and do you come home feel drained? Do you see a specific person and then you come home and feel drained? Are you at your house and do you feel drained? Or where is your energy going? Because the more you become efficient with your energy, then the more you can keep the good energy to yourself, so that you can use that energy to open up your different type of chakras, because it's all related. So for example, if I felt like my energy was draining and there was a certain person in my life who was an energy vampire, who, like, in just 3D terms, you can call them like bullies or narcissists. Like, there's different types of energy vampires, but these are people who steal your energy. So by stealing your energy, it means that you're just bullying them, right? You're telling them, oh, you're not any good, you'll never achieve that, like, you can't get any better, you can't improve your life, like all of these different things. These are energy vampires. So if I didn't have boundaries and I let people drain my energy, then it would just disappear. And a lot of people don't know about energy, so their energy disappears without them knowing why. So it's important to be aware of your different chakras, what they do, what blockages you have, and to stop letting your energy dissipate, to just keep your good vibrational energy to yourself and radiate that to other people. And like I was saying, there's very specific ways to do this, but the prerequisite is to open your chakras. In specific, your throat chakra and your crown chakra. There are lots of different types of meditations to help you. There's different types of foods, there's different types of crystals, there's different types of things that can help you do this. But for the most part, a lot of it is about your own energy and just learning how to regulate your energy. And we're going to go through this in many more different ways and a lot of the other videos that are going to come up. So definitely make sure to stay tuned, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and if you learned something new, click the like button. I would appreciate all of your support. This is a new channel, and I hope that everyone who's listening to this information, it helps them to improve their life and to navigate through their own life in a much easier type of way. So thanks so much for tuning in. See you all at the next video. Bye.